So the release of the final DLC for Dark Souls 3 is finally at hand, and From Software has put a lot of detail and effort into the making of this amazing DLC. I am SanadSK, and today I'm going to be showing you 5 hidden secrets that are found in the first part of the new Ringed City DLC, which is the DREG heap. So without further ado, let's go. So first we are going to start with the beginning of the DLC, and that is the old woman that you meet at the start of the DLC. At first glance, you'll notice that she kind of knows a lot about the DREG heap and Lothric in general. If you kill this NPC, she will drop the Old Woman Ashes, and its description reveals that she is the wet nurse of royalty. And most interestingly, in the icon of the Umbral Ash, she is wearing the Priestess Ring, which represents the High Priestess of Lothric, who was also the wet nurse of royalty. And we do meet this NPC in the main game, which is Emma, the High Priestess of Lothric Castle. So does this mean that this NPC is actually Emma after she died when we killed all of the Lords of Cinder except for Lothric? And could she have been the narrator all along? I would love to hear your theories on this.
Maybe I'll get to see an angel.
Once you progress a little bit in the DLC, you will find this dead end in the area full of deep sorcerers with only their staff in the corner. But to the right is actually an illusory wall that opens up another small section in the map, and you acquire a spell and the covetous Silver Serpent Ring +3, which increases the amount of souls you take from killing mobs and bosses. Also, you can find the Ring of Favor +3, which is found on the roots of the tree in the swamp. And there is also the Ring of Steel Protection +3, which is found on this wooden blank near the angel that is basically a flying sentry gun at the beginning of the map. And speaking of the angels, which leads me to number 3 on how to permanently get rid of the angels. Now the angels are summoned from these transformed pilgrims, and if you kill them, its respective angel will disappear. The first one is after the area where the 2 Lothric Knights are located. The second one can be found by going through the swamp and ascending to the top of this wooden house where you will find the second pilgrim. And the final one can be found by falling down from the last bonfire in the earthen peak and moving along the trunk, and you will find the last one. Next is the Desert Pyromancer set. Now if you have played Dark Souls 2, you already know that the earthen peak is one of the main areas in the game, and you would definitely remember the Desert Pyromancers that were there. You can find their armor set in the DLC scattered around the earthen peak area. The arms are found on this small cliff in the swamp. The skirt is found just near the arms. The hood is found on the top of the swamp by going up near where the Pilgrim Angel is located and after Zoe the Witch. And I know you have been waiting for this, the chest piece. Now if your character is male, well, you are kind of out of luck because the chest piece doesn't look super good. But if you are female, you just got yourself a chest piece that people were drooling for in the times of Dark Souls 2 and wanted it to return in Dark Souls 3. And it adds more fashion souls to the game. Well, 2 fashion souls to be exact. And the final thing we have is the boss fight arena. Now, this was speculated before the DLC was released from one of the trailers that you are actually fighting the boss in an area that we have been to before, a lot. And that is the Firelink Shrine of Dark Souls 1. And we can basically confirm that it is indeed the classic Firelink Shrine by the small area after the boss, which shows the exact same place where you used to meet Kingseeker Frampt and descend down to the Firelink altar. Although I hope that they would let us go to the next area from the statue that was in the back, because originally there was a cutscene where Andre the Blacksmith would move this statue and you would go to the Firelink altar by a tunnel behind the statue, but the entire statue was removed from Dark Souls 3, which is kind of irritating for me. So I hope you all enjoyed this video, and the next video will be secrets in the Ringed City, so make sure you watch that as well and tell me if you have found other things in the DLC that are interesting. So make sure you subscribe and like this video, and I'll be seeing you on the next one. Bye bye.